Good morning, everyone. I'm E.G. May Castro from Group 5, and our group will be reporting or tackling about the job design and hotel accident. And I will be tackling first the job design. So job design is basically the assignment of goals and tasks to be accomplished by employees. It is also about organizing tasks, duties, and responsibilities into a productive work. So, ang job design is also about assigning the work or the task that will be given to individuals or a group. We have here 4 techniques of job designing. So, the first one is the job simplification. Number 2, job rotation. 3, job enrichment. And last, the job enlargement. First, I will be discussing the job simplification. It means that the variety and difficulty of tasks performed by a single person are reduced. So, ang job simplification, it is also a method of breaking down or simplifying complex jobs into multiple individual jobs and then assigning each individual task to a different employees. So number 2 is the job rotation. Means moving employees from job to give them greater variety of tasks so that to help prevent boredom. So it's also important that in a work, so na-adjust the job rotation. It's not only about to prevent boredom. It's also about for them to know different tasks nga naa sa iyahang workplace. Need sa jud sila to face other challenges or tasks as well para sa aware sila what is really in a workplace. So yes, maka-board jud nga every time or every day ang imo rin gi-face is still as usual nga maura na siya everyday, maura na nga work ang imuha, and it makes us really boredom. And of course, it's also important for us na maka-face pag other challenges or tasks para sa ma-think na to ng naa-day creativity as well. Then, the third one is the job enlargement. So, job enlargement involves expanding an employee's job by adding tasks and responsibility at a similar level of complexity. So, a job enlargement di ay is kanang imo siyang taga ang employee or a group imo siyang tagaan og different task. So, another task which is same ra gihapon sa ilahang level of complexity or ang level nila sa ilang skills. So, dili nimo taga in a job enlargement, dili nimo siya tagaan og job that is real kanang that is wala na sa ilahang skills kay naaman say possibilities ana nga di jud nila mahimo. So, it's also important that giving them a job nga which is kaya ra sad nila. So the last one is the job enrichment. It involves enhancing the existing job by adding more meaningful and challenging tasks, autonomy, and growth opportunities. The objective of job enrichment is to make the job more challenging, interesting, and creative. So it's also important that yato jud pong tagaan og challenges ang usa ka employees for them to learn and to know how really it works in a workplace. The second part will be discussing model.
So there are 3 factors. Number 1 is organizational factors. Number 2 is environmental factor. Number 3 is behavioral factor. Organizational factors include characteristic of task, workflow, ergonomics, and work practices. Characteristic of task. This job design requires the assembly of a number of tasks into a job or a group of jobs. An individual may carry out one main task which consists of a number of interrelated elements or functions. On the other hand, task function may be split between a team working closely together or strung along an assembly line. In more complex jobs, individual may carry out a variety of connected tasks, each with a number of functions, or these tasks may be allocated to a group of workers or divided between them. Complexity in a job may be a reflection of the number and variety of tasks to be carried out, or the range and the scope of the decisions that have to be made, or the difficulty of predicting the outcome of decision. Next is the workflow. The workflow of work in our organization is strongly influenced by the nature of the product or service. The product or service usually suggests the sequence and balance between jobs. If the work is to be done efficiently, after the sequence of jobs is determined, the balance between the jobs is established. Next is the ergonomics. Ergonomics is concerned with designing and shaping jobs to fit physical abilities and characteristics of individuals so that they perform the jobs effectively. Ergonomics helps employees to design jobs in such a way the workers' physical abilities and job demands are balanced. It does not alter the nature of job tasks but alters the location of tools, switches, and other facilities, keeping in view that handling the job is the primary consideration. Work practices. Work practices are set ways of performing work. These methods may arise from the tradition or the collective wishes of employee. Work practices were till now determined by time and motion study which established the standard time needed to complete the given job. The study required repeated observation. The accuracy of the reading depended on a competency of the work study engineer. Deviation from the normal work cycle caused distortions in measurements was biased towards existing work practices with little effort at methods improvement and could be carried out only when production was underway. Next is the environmental factors. Environmental factors that affect job. These are factors that have bearing on job designs or employees' abilities and availability and social and culture expectations. Employees' abilities and availability. Efficiency consideration must be balanced against the abilities and availability of the people to do the work. When Henry Ford made use of the assembly line, for example, he was aware that most potential workers lack any automobile making experience, so jobs were designed to be simple and required little training. Therefore, considerable though must be a given as to who will actually do the work. Social and cultural expectation. During the earlier days, securing a job was the primary consideration. The worker was prepared to work on any job and under any working condition. Now, it is now not the same. Literacy, knowledge, and awareness of the workers have improved considerably. So also, their expectation from the job, hence jobs be designed to meet the expectation of the workers. So when designing jobs for international operation, uniform design are almost certain to neglecting national and cultural differences. Next is behavioral factors. Behavioral factors include feedback, autonomy, and variety. Feedback. This refers to the degree to which an employee receives direct feedback on their performance. Your team needs feedback in order to motivate employees long term. Manager needs to provide feedback on performance throughout each employee's tenure, and not just as an annual or biannual performance review. Recurring one-on-one meetings between employees and their managers will create consistent avenue for communication, including feedback on projects and performance. All in all, Employees' motivation comes from many areas. While employees need to have some intrinsic or internal motivation to complete the task assigned to them, they also need to be motivated by their employers by designing jobs that encompasses all the core characteristics. He can help increase employee motivation, in turn improving performance. Next is the autonomy. Autonomy measures each employee's level of freedom and ability to schedule tasks. Employees like to be able to make decisions and have flexibility in their roles. Most employees will have lowered motivation if they feel they have no freedom or being micromanaged. A certain level of autonomy can lead to an improved employee's experience and as a result, a blast in productivity. The last one is the variety. This refers to the range of abilities needed to perform a job. Monotony is not what many people look for it in their dream job. Conversely, employees want to be able to enlist various skills throughout their employment so as to not to get bored. Employees' motivation will increase if your team members are using a variety of diverse skills in their position rather than one set skill repeatedly. You can introduce more skills variety to your roles through job shadowing opportunities and extended learning courses, or by encouraging cross collaboration with other teams in your organizations.
I'm going to discuss the impact of technology on job design. Technology has a very great influence on the job design in an organization. With the advanced technology, workers have to keep learning new skills because technology changes so rapidly. Workers find their job changes almost daily because new software programs, changes in the use of internet, and other changes in information technology. Nowadays, the impact of technology on job design kahit mga high-tech na siya, di na daghag kustos balong kung di. Example ka na mo apply kag trabaho, di ba ara na ka sa internet, diretso na lang ka sa internet, di na lang ka mag-walk in kung asa ka mo apply og trabaho. Next is the impact of technology on job design. Example, kining bank teller on ang bank teller bangko adto deposit pa ka mo ato pa ka sa ilaha mag deposit pa ka sa kwarta, pero karon nowadays kay ATM na magamit na ang atong ATM na card, dito na lang ka sa machine, dito na lang kag type sa imong password kuha din sa imong kwarta. Next is kining impact of technology on job design is kining ang pass niya kay nag-report kayo siya ang katong gamay na monitor mura siya TV gani niya ang karon nowadays present kay high tech na siya ato na ang gamiton ni mga projector na imo na lang i-connect sa computer ba ikuha na lang das bumbong patapon nga kita na imong presentation kung sa imong report. Thank you.
Good day everyone, so I am Crystal Jane Yerbong, and today's video I'm going to discuss my assigned topic, which are the causes of slip and fall accidents, bed bugs, and also the food poisoning. So I'm also going to discuss how to prevent those causes. So first we have the slip and fall accidents. So the causes of slip and fall accidents is wet or slippery surfaces. So dili man jud nato malikayan nga madisgrasya or ma-slide if ang ato ang gianan is danlog. And also we have the uneven surfaces. So siguro in any area or any area nga atong giagian, if ever nga naay makibag sa ato ang dalan, or let's say naay moali nya wa ta kabantay, lakaw ra ta ditso nya ta bantay di na to ma-avoid nga madisgrasya. So third is loose flooring material. So especially in our hotel no dili malikayan nga madisgrasya jud ang ato ang guest if ang ato ang material nga gigamit sa atong floor is dili standard gani. So 4 is poor lighting condition. So this is very important no. Dili jud malikayan nato nga madisgrasya ug ato ang giagian is kanang hinay ang siga sa suga kay halap-halap mahiya gamay gyud. So mana. So fifth is lack of maintenance. So siguro in our hotel dili man ta ka-avoid nga nadyo'y madisgrasya nga guest if ang ato ang ganing pag-maintain sa ato ang floor is kanang dili siya everyday nga gina-maintain ba like latang so dili malikayan nga madisgrasya ang mga guest. So namtay prevention ani. So first maintain vigilance. So second is keep walkways clear. So this is very important in our hotel or any area or ways dapat clear yun no. Dapat walay mukibag sa atong agianan para maka-avoid ganitag disgrasya. So and the third one is ensure proper lighting. So this is the prevention of poor lighting conditions. So labi na katong mga halap-halap na so dapat i-provide jud nga kanang sanay proper gani ang mga lightning para dili sila madisgrasya labi na katong mga citizen in town. So the fourth is clean up spills promptly. So no, maintain cleanliness in order to avoid disgrace to our guests. They are very important person in our industry, so we need to keep them safe. So the second one, we have the bed bugs. So in our hotel, this is very important, no? So we have the causes of bed bugs. So bed bug infestations may be linked to more frequent travel, changes in pest control practices, insecticide resistance. So mga cause na no sa bed bugs mo ni siyang more frequent travel or kanang maglahin-lain tao mga pest control practices nga gina kuan nato sa atong bed. So mo na siya cause sa bed bugs no. Then insecticide resistance. So dapat gina-check jud nato ato ang beds or gina-maintain nato ang mga pest control practices dili kay maglain-lain. So we have the prevention. So we have the prevention like first pick up any clutter and second is vacuum regularly. So in order to ensure na wala joy bugs ang bed, so dapat i-vacuum siya regularly. This is very important. This is very important in our industry, especially in hotel. So dapat gina-practice nato no ang pag-vacuum regularly sa ato ang bed para ma-satisfied ato ang guest. And third is wash and dry bedding on high heat. So dapat no gina-wash jud nato og tarong ato mga bedding and also tarong nato sila pauga and then scrub the seams of mattresses or upholstery with a stiff brush. So ensure jud nato nga gina-scrub nato para ma-ensure jud nato nga walay mga bugs ang atong bed nga maoy gindaan sa ato ang guest. So the third one is food poisoning. This very important jud no, especially in our industry, food and beverage department. So we have the causes of contaminants Second is improper food handling practices. And third is food allergies. So, improper food handling practices no, in order to ensure ba na atong gina-serve na food is limpyo, tarong ang process, limpyo gyud, and then dapat gina-ensure nato ang atong mga guests unsa ilang mga allergies para unsa ilang maka-cause og allergies para aware ta unsa atong gina-serve na food, no? So, prevention is train your staff. This is very important, no? To train your staff. And then, second is follow the HACCP system. So, when we say HACCP, it means hazard analysis and critical control points. So, which means it is a management system in which food safety is addressed through the analysis and control of biological, chemical, and physical hazards from raw material production, procurement and handling to manufacturing, distribution, and consumption of the finished product. HACCP principles and application guidelines. So, kanino HACCP sistema na siya ang process unsa ang maayong buhaton or good procedure para ma-prevent ang food poisoning. So, the third is inspect and maintain your equipment. So, dapat no ang ginagamit nato nga equipment, dapat gina-maintain gyud nato og kanang limpyo or gina-inspect nato og naabay mga bacteria na bilin. Dapat ginalimpyo nato silag tarong para maka-avoid og food poisoning sa atong guest. And also monitor and document your operations. So dapat no in every operations you've done, you need to monitor and document it, no, para aware ta ba unsa ang mga kuan dapat buhaton if may problema ana, dapat asa ka na nasayop mao na siya nagka-cause og inana. So dapat kabalo ka or gina-document nimo ang every operations na imong ginabuhat. So also communicate and cooperate with stakeholders. So it is very important no, to communicate and cooperate with stakeholders. So mara to siya.
Good day everyone, I am Ivan Kate Beltran and today I'm going to discuss some of the examples of hotels accidents and I'm going to discuss the causes and how to prevent them. So first we have elevator and escalator accidents. So causes, we have mechanical malfunction. So common electrical issues in elevators or escalator include power outage, strip breaker, faulty wiring or manufacturing control panels. So this issue can cause or stop working altogether. So which can put someone's life in danger. And next we have operator error. So, like example ganun sa elevator, like ang i-quizlet nimo sa mga number kay kuan dili siya mugana or mapalong lang iyang suga or in the middle of nagkuan na ka nagdaga na siyang stop siya. So, dira dako jud kayo kuan posibilidad nga ang kanang naa dira sa kuan is maput iyang life in danger. It's because kana nga issue. And next we have the insufficient maintenance. So, kanang like example sa escalator kabalo na ka nga nanay damage pero wala na check kay it's because insufficient inyong maintenance, like dili kay mo ingon nga regularly yun mo mag-check, so tungod ana maka-cause jud siya og accident. And next we have to in how this is how to prevent those some causes of accident. So first we have regular inspection and maintenance. So as what I've said ganina, it is very important yun nga kanang will maintain o regular jud gina-check or weekly or mas better gali og everyday jud kanang mag-close na ang example kanang sa gaysano naman escalator dira or elevator, mas maayo og mag-close na mag-check jud sila kay para og naay naay damage na gani siya, makuanan dayon siya o saon, ma-prevent dayon siya. Next, we have proper training for operator. So, kani, it is very important nga ang kanang nag-monitor, like example sa elevator or sa escalator, mas maayo jud nga proper training kay in case of emergency, maagapan dayon. Ma-prevent. And last one is we have adhering to safety regulation. So, it is very important jud nga mosunod jud ta every safety regulation para ma-avoid ni kayong some of the causes. So, next, we have the swimming pool accident. So, first causes, we have slip and fall accident. So, it is very common, especially crowded ang pool, then there's a lot of kids. So, dako jud kay posibilidad nga mga slide and ma-fall sila. And next, we have the failing to use safety equipments. So, like kanang mga kids nga di kabalo mo langoy, then wala sila nag-use og life jacket or salbabida. So, kana maka-cause yun sa accident. And lack of supervision. So, like example, ang kanang pool is walay lifeguard or dili na kanang imuhang child kay murang gipaligo nga siya ra without kuyog nga parents or body, so kana it can cause accident. Example, na drown na imong anak there or unsa. Next, we have the incorrect decontaminant use. So, using the incorrect decontaminant in swimming pool can have various negative consequences. So, it includes ineffective cleaning, damage to pool equipment, and potential health risks in swimmers. So it can cause also health risks. Okay, improper use of decontaminants can result in chemical imbalances. So, in the pool water, leading to irritation of the skin or eyes. Then, so next we have the prevent. So to prevent some of the causes. So first, we have the supervise closely. So, close supervision in swimming pool is essential to ensure the safety of the swimmer, especially children and inexperienced swimmer. So, proper supervision can help prevent accident, injuries, and potential drowning. So, it is very important nga na adyo lifeguard kay kada sa dako kay sa katabang, especially if naay mga some accidents nga mahitabo. So, sila maka-prevent sila. Next, we have the wear a life jacket. So as what I've said kanina, it is very important yun nga kanang og maligo ka og pool niya, especially dili kay ka ingon ka ba mo nangoy. So, to prevent accident, so maggamit na lang ka og life jacket para safety ra. Next, we have the maintaining pool drain. So, example na is regular inspection. So, dapat you need to conduct regular inspection of the pool drains to check for any sign of damage or look for hair or other objects that may obstruct the drain and remove them immediately. We have clearly marked pool depths. So, it is very important nga maghimo itag visible marks para ma-prevent ang accident. Kanang example, kanang sa pool na 4, 5, 6 feet. So, dira ang mga swimmer, makabalo sila o asa ra kutob ilang maabot sa ilang body. So, dira it can prevent accident. Next, we have check all pool equipment. So, checking all pool equipment regularly is essential to ensure the proper functioning of the swimming pool and maintaining a safety and enjoyable swimming environment. So, lastly, we have a clear excess toys. So, clearing excess toys from a swimming pool is important for several reasons, including safety, cleanliness, and maintenance. And it is very important nga kanang imong establish a designated storage area for pool toys kanang when dili na nila gamiton, like for example kanang such as storage bin or kanang box or toys organizer. That's all. Thank you.